Welcome back. Welcome back. We got a bonus webinar for you guys today. So this is another special one. We have Miss Marianne Sequeira, and she is our Southeast representative for the Cayman Islands in Tourism Board. How are you, Miss Marianne?
I'm doing great, Tyra. Thank you so much for having me. Welcome, travel advisors. Thanks so much for joining today.
Thank you. Thank you. The floor is all yours, Miss Marianne. You can take it away.
Thank you so much. Well, welcome everyone. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule today. I know it's a Monday and everybody's very busy, but I'm thrilled to talk to all of you. I have my information on my screen. My name is Marianne Sequeira. I am with the Cayman Islands Department of Tourism Board, and I have two websites listed below. This is a great resource for you because this is where you can find all of your information, anything to do with the Cayman Islands. We have calendars there, all of our events. People ask about different dive sites to go to, different accommodations. You can find a lot of great information right there on our website. And as you can see, we have one dedicated for our travel partners as well. So just take a minute to write that note down so that you can go back when you have some time and visit our particular site. And I'll have some information that Tyra will be sending out to you as far as handouts that will also have some great information for you. So with that, I'm going to get started. If you haven't been to the Cayman Islands recently, we want to welcome everybody back because all of our COVID restrictions have been lifted. Many of you have been very patient. I want to thank you for that because we were actually closed down for about 2 years. We are now fully operational and welcome all of your guests back. So if you haven't come yourselves, we'd love to have you come down and visit us. And of course, be sure to tell your clients that we're open for business. So no more testing, no more restrictions. We are welcoming all of our guests. So I am your Southeast representative, but as I was mentioning to Tyra a few moments ago, I know that you're all over the country. So just to give you an idea of how we're set up internally, this is our US representative map. So I am in the Southeast, and you can see my email address is right here on the screen. But if you are located in any of these other locations, Tina is actually in the Southwest, Veronica in the Mid-Atlantic, we have Cheryl in the West, and then we have Sal in the Northeast. So we have coverage for you throughout the United States, and this information is also located on our website. So if you don't have a chance to jot it down now, don't worry. I will give you that information where you can go back and actually pull up this map. We also have Carrie down on the corner here. She handles our small groups and incentives. So if you have any small groups coming to the Cayman Islands, be sure to reach out to Carrie. And we also have Donna on the other side, and Donna is really our resource internally. She helps us put together a lot of fam trips, etc. And she's actually based in our New York office, which is where our headquarters is. I didn't mention to you that I'm actually based in Florida. I'm in the northern part of Florida, about an hour outside of Jacksonville. And then, as I mentioned, I cover the Southeast states, but I actually am in Florida. So just a quick trip away from the Cayman Islands. I can be there in about an hour and 20 minutes. So many of you probably have been wondering why Cayman. And if you haven't heard the little accent there, it is pronounced Cayman. So just K and man is the actual way that we say Cayman Islands. So why come and visit us, or why talk to your customers about us? Well, we are known as one of the luxury travel destinations in the world. You probably have heard of 7 Mile Beach. We have some beautiful properties that are located there. We are also very safe, and it's a well-developed infrastructure. So we've taken the time to actually really lay out where our properties are and easy access to everything. We do provide the highest level of service in the Caribbean. I know many people boast about that, and we're one of them. And we have a newly renovated airport, and I'll show you some slides about our new airport. But it's interesting to note that we actually renovated in 2019, and I'm still saying it's a new airport. Why? Because we were actually closed for 2 years. So during that time frame that we renovated the airport, nobody was coming in and out due to COVID. So you can reassure your guests that they're walking into a new airport. We have some great lifts. So we've got nonstop service out of major cities. For me, I'm close to Tampa, so I can get to Tampa in a little few hours. Or of course, there's nonstop out of Miami. You've got service out of Fort Lauderdale, Atlanta, many cities, which I'll show a map for you to give you a better indication if you're not familiar. We do have world-class hotels. Some of you have heard of the beautiful Kimpton Seafire that is located right on 7 Mile Beach. We also have a beautiful Ritz-Carlton and many more. We are known as the culinary capital of the Caribbean, and we feature over 200 restaurants. So if you have any foodies out there, you certainly want to be talking to them about Cayman. And of course, we have perfect weather all year round. And last but not least, probably the most important to all of us, is we love our travel advisors. So I'm going to tell you in a few slides a way that we can get you down to Cayman if you haven't visited us recently, because we would love for you to see our beautiful island. So for the ones of you that are not familiar, we are actually comprised of 3 islands. So of course, many of you have heard of Grand Cayman, and that's where, of course, these famous cruise ships come into a place called Georgetown. But we actually have 2 sister islands. One is known as Cayman Brac, and then Little Cayman. So I'll talk to you a little bit about the sister islands as well. If you like a little adventure and something a little off the beaten path, you may want to visit those 2 outer islands. We are still a British overseas territory, so you'll still have afternoon tea when you come visit us. And as I mentioned, we're very close from the Miami area, about a 60-minute flight, about an hour and a half from Tampa. If you didn't know, we have nonstop service out of the Tampa area. So we've got very easy access to get into Cayman. And we are really between 2 countries. So we're between Cuba and Belize. So if you're not very familiar with the actual location as to where we are, it's between the 2 countries of Cuba and Belize. We do take a US dollar throughout the entire island and in the sister islands, but we do have our own currency, and that's known as the Cayman dollar. So your guests can certainly come down to Cayman, and at the airport, they can exchange their US dollars, but if they want to hold on to those US dollars, it's widely accepted, so you don't have to worry about that as well. Okay, so this is a great map that gives you an indication as to where everything is on the island. So just to give you an idea, we're about 22 miles long, and I want to point out some highlights that are located for you. As I mentioned, the cruise ships being down on the left-hand side in Georgetown. Then we have Bowdointown, which is a famous historical landmark where St. James Place is. You also have the north side of the island where Rum Point is located, the east side of the island where we're known for that beautiful botanical garden where you might be lucky to see a blue iguana, which are sometimes around the beautiful park there. And then you have West Bay. The airport is located right there. You can see where it says Odin Roberts Airport. So not too far from 7 Mile Beach. So this is a great area map that you can see where everything's located. Tyra is going to actually send to you a handout that is our travel planner, and that travel planner has some great maps, and one of those that is located in the travel planner is this map that gives you a good indication as to where things are. So you can explain to your guests they're actually coming in here into Owen Roberts Airport. Depending upon if they're staying in 7 Mile Beach, they won't be too far from Georgetown, and that's where a lot of the shopping area is as well. So restaurants, shopping, when people come in on the cruise ship, they're jumping off the ship and going shopping, or some of the restaurants that are there. So giving you an idea of some of the activities and so forth that you can do, we are very cosmopolitan. We have an excellent variety of accommodations. I mentioned the Ritz-Carlton and Kimpton Seafire. Those are your 5-star properties, but we have accommodations that really fit every guest type. So if they are looking more for a 3-star property, we have a Hampton Inn, which is beautiful, located right on 7 Mile Beach. So I know we would all like to say that we have all 5 class star, customers, but we know that isn't the case. So we have a little bit for everyone. And I will go through some of those for you. We have over 200 restaurants throughout the island. We have lots of attractions. Stingray City, if you get the opportunity to go there, you can kiss a stingray, maybe have 7 years of good luck. Cayman Bay, which is full of great restaurants, and then 7 Mile Beach and the Crystal Cave. So that's just a small portion of some of the activities that you can do once you're actually on Grand Cayman. So I want to talk a little bit about these outer islands that I mentioned to you, Cayman Brac, which is a little bit off the beaten path. These are smaller islands. You're not going to get a variety of restaurants that I just mentioned or the hotels. This is on a much smaller scale. You would actually fly into these outer islands on Cayman Airways. That is the local carrier, which I'll talk a little bit about. They have about 200 residents that live in Cayman Brac. This is really for the outdoorsman, somebody who wants some adventure. Maybe they want to go hiking, scuba diving, bird watching, and, cave exploring. So somebody who wants to unplug a little bit, they might want to take a day trip. Maybe they're in, the Cayman Islands for a week and they're spending their time in Grand Cayman. Maybe they want to take a day trip and go over to one of these islands, but this is really for that person who is looking for more of a remote area to explore. As I mentioned, it would be Cayman Airways Express that would take them there. It's a 20-minute flight. And it is on a small aircraft. So you have to be aware that there is limitations for them as far as baggage. And I can certainly help you with any of those restrictions. And then, of course, if somebody is into diving, which I'm going to talk a little bit about, as well as snorkeling, they might want to as well explore some of these islands. Now let's talk a little bit about Little Cayman. You heard me say 2,000 residents in Cayman Brac. Now we're in Little Cayman and we're talking about 190. So much smaller, very relaxed. This is big on cycling, diving, the wildlife. We have a 40-minute trip. It's a little bit smaller aircraft and they're actually going into a landing strip. So you're going to land right there on a landing strip and then go right into town. There is one restaurant there. You can see on the bottom, they have some cute little cottages. Both of these sister islands are a little bit restricted as far as accommodations. Your hotels are giving you an idea is 10 to 15 rooms. So you want to book early. You're not going to get hotels that, can accommodate 100 people. They're 10 to 15 rooms because they are smaller and they're dedicated more for the diving and the snorkeling and wildlife. So keep that in mind. If you have anybody interested, you want to book early going into the islands. I talked a little bit about airlift. So many of you I know are in Florida, but I also know that a lot of you are spread out all over the country. So keeping in mind where we're located, you can get to us just about anywhere, whether it's from Charlotte, Atlanta, Dallas. We opened up service out of Denver last year. That is seasonal, but exciting news for all of you. In November of this past year, we opened up nonstop service from LA. So we have nonstop service from Los Angeles into Cayman. You can be there in 5.5 hours. You leave early in the morning. It's Saturday to Saturday. It's weekly service. You don't have to have your guests connecting anymore, so they can actually be in the Caribbean in 5.5 hours. And by the time they get there, they're there just for the sunset. And, they're ready to get to dinner and enjoy their vacation. These are some of the airlines that actually are servicing in, as you saw on the map. So you've got Cayman Airways, which is the flag carrier, 50 years in business, and many others that I know you work with today. Keep in mind that Cayman Airways is one of the carriers that still pays commission. So that is booked through GDS with a 5% commission. So keep that in mind as I'm talking about Cayman Airways. I mentioned to you service out of Denver, New York, Miami, Tampa, and recently Los Angeles. We were super excited in November when we launched this new program. So we'd appreciate your support. If you have anybody out on the West Coast or from any of your travel advisors that are out there, be sure to mention that Cayman Airways is part of getting them down there. They can enjoy also a rum punch along the way, or a fruit punch, which gives them a little taste of the island. So I mentioned accommodations and a big variety of them. So yes, you have your 5-star, but you also have a 4-star. You have your 3-star, a little bit for everybody. If they're looking for more of a little local boutique hotel, we have that. If they're looking for villas, we have that to offer, suites as well. So let me talk a little bit about those. So we have a Holiday Inn, which is 114 rooms. We have the Locale, which is a little boutique hotel, which is on 7 Mile Beach, which is 41 rooms, Sunshine Suites, which is a sister property to the Westin, 131. And then we also have the all-inclusive property, which is known as the Wyndham Reef Resort. So if somebody is looking for an all-inclusive, that would be the one property that is offered in the Cayman Islands. And that is because we have a lot of restaurants, as I mentioned, so people enjoy going out a bit. But if you do get any inquiries, that would be your all-inclusive. I mentioned the Hampton by Hilton, located right on 7 Mile Beach. This has also got Little Miss Piper's restaurant right there. Charming little restaurant. A lot of the locals like to venture over there, and it really has some local, cuisine that is delicious. So you don't want to miss out on that. The Hampton's a beautiful property, newly renovated. It's very clean. People have been very impressed when we've done site inspections looking at the Hampton Inn. Then, as I mentioned, we have the Marriott with 295. We have the beautiful Westin with 343. These are both on 7 Mile Beach as well. I'll show you a little bit about the decor. This is the Marriott. Oh, let me go back one. And very pretty. They are doing a renovation. So this carpet that you're seeing here will now go away, which everybody is super excited about. Brand new rooms. And that has already started. So they are on a renovation right now. And then you have the beautiful Western property, which is located on 7 Mile Beach as well. Great property. I can't say enough great things about both of them. If you're looking for more of a 5-star, giving you more of a villa and a lot more accommodations. Oh, this is moving on me. This is the Caribbean Club, which is 37 rooms. And then you have Palm Heights, which is 52 rooms. Caribbean Club right on 7 Mile Beach, Palm Heights, as well as on 7 Mile Beach. The Caribbean Club does offer a full kitchen. So keep that in mind when talking to your clients about it. And this is just giving you some views on the bottom here, but both beautiful 5-star properties. And then you have the Ritz-Carlton, which is 365 rooms, and the Kimpton Seafire, which is 266 rooms. Both beautiful properties. I'm going to show you, this is the outside of the Ritz-Carlton. You have several towers here. So depending upon where you want to be, if you want to be beachfront or garden view, there's also a golf course here. You've got a lot of accommodations to pick from. You have pickleball, you have La Paris Spa. So if somebody is into, the beautiful spa, that's available for them. There is also a public golf course, which is 19 holes that is available as well. But this one is located right on their property, right on 7 Mile Beach. And of course, great 5-star dining. You have tennis clubs as well as the pickleball. And then with the Seafire, they are one of the newer properties that opened in 2016. Beautiful property as well, a little bit further down on 7 Mile Beach, which some people like that because it's not right smack in the middle of all of the restaurants. It's a little further down, but still on the beachfront. If somebody would be going there and then want to go to other restaurants on 7 Mile Beach, they would just take a short taxi ride, or a lot of our guests actually like to rent cars. They do drive on the other side of the road, or as we say, on the right side of the road. So you got to keep that in mind. These are some of the accommodations that you see on the beautiful Kimpton Seafire. There's a lot of great children's programs at both properties, Ritz-Carlton and Kimpton Seafire. So if you do have some clients that are bringing families, lots of choices there and lots of accommodations for them as well. The one thing that stands out are the beautiful beach bungalows. And this is a great snapshot of those at the Kimpton Seafire. And this is something special that, you know, some people are really looking for, not just a room, but they want to actually be in a beach bungalow. So keep that in mind if that's something your client is interested in. And then I'm going to move over to some of the villas. We have lots of villas to pick from. Again, beautiful 2 and 3 bedrooms, depending upon what your customer is looking for. And I'm also going to show you how you can find out your commission rates on these properties. So if you're looking for a villa, those are there as well. Oh, this is going a little quick for me. Then we've got Rum Point Club. This is actually a sister property to the Caribbean Club. It's located on the north side of the island. It's a little bit more remote. So you would have to have a rental car or be going to other attractions by taxi. So just keep that in mind. If somebody wants to be out on the countryside and they want to be in the north side of the island, it is more remote. So a lot of people do have a rental car or accommodation arrangements. Curio by Hilton. This is a new property that has not actually, they have broken ground. However, it's not, we don't have a date yet as to when they are actually launching, but I wanted to let you know it's coming. It's about 80 suites, 1 to 3 bedrooms, of course, designed by Hilton. And I will give you some updates as to when this property will actually be launched. Little Cayman and Cayman Brac have accommodations, as I mentioned. These are some of the pictures that you can see below. Little cottages and your hotel accommodations. Just keep in mind, as I mentioned, some are 10 rooms, some are 10 cottages, some are 15 cottages. So they're very small in accommodations. So you want to book early if your guest is going to stay overnight. Many of you I know are big foodies, and this is something that we're really well known for, and that is the Cayman Cookout. It happens every January. It is not something that switches from January and then the next year is December. It's every January. It's the week after Martin Luther King, and this is an annual event. It is hosted by the Ritz-Carlton. You actually purchase tickets for the Cayman Cookout along with your accommodations. The whole hotel is designed around the culinary experience. So we have chefs that fly in from all over the world and a lot of our guests that fly in from all over the world just to attend this event. And as I mentioned, we have over 200 restaurants, 140 nationalities, international cuisine from sea to farm to table, and we're big on Sunday brunches. So if you're in Cayman for a Sunday, you want to make sure that you experience that at one of our beautiful properties because it really is something special. Okay, so I'm going to jump over to some attractions because I know a lot of you are wondering, okay, once I get my guests there, I've seen the accommodations, what am I going to do? Well, as I mentioned, we are the dive capital of the Caribbean. We have 365 dive sites. So if you have any divers out there or you're a diver, you don't want to miss coming to Cayman. We have a dedicated dive brochure that I can provide you with. So if you have any divers, it gives you all of their locations, where the wrecks are, etc. So we can provide that to you. And we're also very big on snorkeling. So if you're not a diver, but you love to snorkel or you want to get a group together, we've got some great snorkeling venues as well. So this is, you know, for beginners, for experts, there's great reefs. This is something that we're really well known for. And if you have anybody out there that hasn't been to Cayman, that is a diver, you certainly want to talk to them about it. So moving over to some other adventures, I talked to you a little bit a few moments ago about Stingray City. I was just in Cayman in January, and I had the opportunity to go out with some advisors, and they absolutely loved it. You can go out in the morning, you can leave at 7:30 in the morning, you're back about 12:30, or you can take an afternoon adventure. But I'm going to play a short, it's just a few minutes of a video, and I think it will give you a little bit of a taste of to what you're in for. But you don't want to miss kissing a stingray.
In the Cayman Islands, the locals are some of the friendliest you'll ever meet. That goes for our people too. Find your Cayman family in the Cayman Islands.
And you could certainly go back and visit that particular website and get some more information. But I strongly, if you haven't had an opportunity to go out and swing with the stingrays, you definitely want to do it. There's also some snorkeling that they let you do while you're out on the tour as well. So just a fun day at sea. And there wasn't one traveler. There were actually two travel advisors that didn't jump out and swim with us, but they were so thrilled just to be out on the water and be on the catamaran that they were like, you know what, I'm not up to swimming today, but what a fun activity. And I wanted to experience it so that I could tell my customers what it was all about. So let me see. Okay, this has gone back. Let me see if I can get back here.
What turn a town into a community. So when it comes,
I apologize. My system just went
our
back
network
here.
is the backbone they can count on. We're Spectrum Business, your local
what happened
business,
here?
internet, TV, phone. Did you know that people everywhere are
Huh,
recommending GoodRx?
okay.
My neighbor showed me the app.
Now,
Helped me save on my kids' allergy pills.
Did you know that?
Bear with me,
everywhere
people.
are recommending
I
GoodRx?
apologize.
Helped me save on my kids' allergy pills.
Okay, we can still hear you.
Somehow,
During the savings.
we're lost my,
Check GoodRx.
let me see if I can stop sharing and then I'll go back.
Okay.
No,
I think it stopped.
there we go. No. Ah, now we have the sound effect. Hold on. I apologize, Tyra. It looks like somehow
okay.
I've got the sound and it's not letting me mute.
Okay, you're muted now. Are you trying to unshare the sound from the PowerPoint? When you click on share, there'll be a button that says share sound. You just unclick it and then share it back to your PowerPoint. And then that should stop whatever the background noise is, but you may be able to still hear it.
Doesn't seem to work. Oh, maybe I can get it this way.
Okay, I can't hear anything.
It's wanting to play some music for sure. No. Not letting me unshare the sound for some strange reason.
It's okay.
That's strange. I can't seem to, just because we're in this. Very strange. Okay. I apologize. It's not letting me shut off the actual sound on it.
No, it's okay. So
Yeah,
when
I
you
can do it here.
when you hit the share button with the arrow, there's
Uh-huh.
probably a box.
Here we go.
Got it?
Yeah, finally. I apologize, everyone.
It's okay.
I wanted to play some good music, I guess, and have you swing with the stingrays. Okay. Now, can you still see my screen?
No, we can't see the screen at all. I just see your
Okay.
main screen.
Oh, that's strange. Now, let me see.
So you probably just got to reshare your screen or reshare your PowerPoint from the share screen
Yeah.
button.
No, it's so strange. Why is it? Okay.
Oh, what happened? I'm waiting on her to come back. We'll wait a few seconds. I think she ended it by mistake, but she'll be back in a few seconds once she realizes that she's no longer in the meeting.
We're back to where we were. Thank you for being so patient, everyone. I apologize for some technical issues, but we've moved on. So I'm taking you now over to the Turtle Center. If you haven't been to the Turtle Center, it's not just like any center. This is a great opportunity really to get educated on what the programs are to actually save the environment, save the turtles. If you didn't know, when Christopher Columbus came, he actually called Cayman Islands the last Tortugas. And that was because when he landed there, all of the turtles were running all over the island. So that was the official name when Christopher Columbus actually came over, due to the amount of turtles that he saw. We also offer great helicopter tours. We go to St. James, which is a really historical site. And then we have a little glimpse into hell. So a lot of your travel advisors like to go over to hell, buy a postcard, send it back to their, family members and let them know that they've actually been to hell and back. So if you'd like to do any of these additional tours, these are all available for them, as well as for when you come down to Cayman as well. So don't miss out on any of that. I'm going to skip over the video because I think for some reason my system didn't like the last one. But when you have a moment, go into Crystal Caves. Oh, it's going to do it anyway. This is going to show you what it's like. Okay, that was a quick little glimpse into the Crystal Caves, but you get to see a lot of, the formation of the caves and the actual bats that are in and out of there. So if you're afraid of bats, that might be one tour that you skip, but it is a lot of fun. You might want to just duck your head a little bit. When you want to go out in the evening and you want to try some great restaurants, remember I talked about over 200 restaurants, you don't want to miss out on Camina Bay. This is a walking area, a lot to do, some great shopping. They have the best gelato on the island. It's called Gelato and Company, the best pistachio ice cream I ever had. So don't miss out on Camina Bay. They have a great children's area where they can play, but it's really known for famous restaurants. As I was talking, over 50 shops. So if you want to do some shopping while you're on the island, this would be the place to go as well. So I talked a little bit about activities and things to do. Remember, I said that there is a calendar. There is a calendar of events, which is located on our site. So if you come down in May or you send a client down in October, you always want to check out and see what's happening, because you wouldn't want to miss getting ready for the Pirates Week that we have that lasts, a couple of days, and really participate in that, or the Cayman Cookout. We have something going on just about every month, Carnival. So you want to make sure you keep up to date with the carnival. And this is where I wanted to spend some time with all of you today. We have a brand new program that was just launched last November. For the ones of you that are Cayman specialists and you said, well, I took the program a few years ago, I want you to retake it because it's a new program. It's got new content, new videos. Remember I talked to you about commissions and how much those paid for those villas. You're going to find that information here. If you need collateral material, you're going to find that information here. You can see that there's the dive brochure that's located right on the front screen. So I want you to take the course. I'm going to give anybody who's on the line today that took time out of your busy schedule, if you take the course and send me a copy of your certificate by by tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I'm going to send you out a beautiful Cayman mug. But I also have some other prizes. But if anybody is really, one of those very competitive spirits, I want you to take the course between today and tomorrow at 5 p.m. and get a mug. This is the QR code if you want to download that information. And as I mentioned, it has a complete, you'll get a certificate. For the ones of you that want to come on a fam trip, this is the way that you're going to be eligible to be coming down and experience Cayman with us. So in order for you to be eligible for a fam trip, you actually have to take the specialist course, become a graduate. It only takes an hour and 15 minutes max, and you can become a specialist. So go to www.caymanspecialist.com, has all of the information there. You register. This is just giving you some screenshots of all of the different aspects of the course. You can get our image gallery, dive guides, the travel guide, the culinary guide. I talked to you briefly about the islands. It goes into more in depth about Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. You can learn more about, insider tips and meetings and incentives, itineraries, airlines and gateways. And this just gives you a little screenshot of all of the different chapters that we have on the site. This is all of your hotel properties that I was talking to you about, offering commissions for your villas and condos. And once you become a graduate, then you are automatically enrolled to Cayman Rewards. And what this means is every time you do a booking with us, you are eligible to win monthly prizes. So you can see we're pretty generous. First place is $500, second is $250, third is $100, and then we do a random winning of $100. So that means every time you do a booking for somebody coming down to Cayman, you enter that information in the system, and then we do a random winner, first place, second place, third, and random. So don't miss out. I know many of you are super busy, and what happens, you forget to actually enter them into the system. And I've had travel advisors that have actually won just with 2 bookings alone. So don't miss out. You definitely want to become a rewards member as well. And that's part of the graduate program. Now, because you're special and Tyra reached out to me, I want to give you a swag bag. So if you take the course by March 15th, send me a copy of your certificate. In the subject line, you want to put Mommy and We webinar. The referral line, you're going to put Marianne Sequeira. And this is the bag full of goodies that you're going to win. So you've got a beautiful beach towel, a cap, a t-shirt, one of those turtles, some sunscreen, a water bottle, and a great beach bag. So I need you to complete the course by March 15th. Send me a copy of your certificate and send it over to me with the subject line of Mommy and Me webinar. And that way you'll become a specialist and be entered into the raffle. So I don't want anybody missing out. If you don't have time between today and tomorrow, that's fine. I'm giving you till the 15th, but you'll get an extra coffee mug if you do it by tomorrow. So I wanted to give you a great incentive there, and you don't want to miss out with this great swag bag. So everybody who sends me a copy of the certificate, I will reply to you. I'll let you know that you've been entered, and then I will contact Tyra with the winner on the 16th and let you know who is the winner of this great swag bag. It will be sent to you directly in the mail. I'll get that information from Tyra. So then we also have Getting Social. You can visit us on any of these sites because we are big on getting social. And now I'm going to just open it up to some questions. If anybody has questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. If I don't have the answer for you right now, I'll certainly research it and I'll follow back up with Tyra and we can get you any information that you need. Keep in mind that I'm your best resource. If you have something along the lines of a particular question about a hotel property or an activity, something in Cayman, I have, partners down on the island that, I can reach out and get that information for you.
All right, so Marianne, we are live on Facebook and I don't see the agents with any questions right now, but
Okay.
they do have your contact information, or would you
Perfect.
prefer for them to contact me and then I contact you? What would you prefer?
You whatever's easier for you. You can reach directly out to me. That's not a problem. Or, if they reach out to you, you can feel free to send me an email, and I'll be happy to respond to them.
Okay. I do want to try to get you guys on for a follow-up. Maybe we can do a deeper dive into the travel agent portal so that, they know
That would be
exactly how to
great.
work
I'd
it.
be happy to do that.
All right, perfect. So this has been amazing. Like let's see. I do have a few questions.
Okay, excellent.
Marianne, what would you describe the average client that'll be good for the Cayman Islands? Is it everybody, or who would be a good client for the Cayman
Well,
Islands?
when it comes to your clients, we have a lot of couples that go down. We're big on honeymooners and weddings. That is, of course, very popular as a destination, but we're also very big on families. And as you can see, whether it's a 5-star property or a 3-star property, everything has children's programs. So if you have some families, and because we offer such a wide variety of accommodations, we have a lot of multi-generational families coming down to Cayman now, because they can rent those 2 and 3 bedroom villas. They have kitchens, fully equipped kitchens, and a lot of people are taking, the grandparents and their brothers and sisters. So because our accommodations are so widely spread, it's a little bit for everyone. I think what happens initially is people come by a cruise ship and they spend a few hours and they might do an excursion or go over to 7 Mile Beach, but then they've decided, you know what, I want to come back and spend a few days. And as you could see, with the airlift, you can really get there even from the West Coast now very easily.
I love this. Okay, so if we're bringing a group over there, the best way to explore groups and, I guess the deposits or the contracts with the individual resorts is the best way to do that. Is, directly through the portal, or to contact the resorts individually when it comes to bringing groups to the Cayman Islands.
Actually, that's a great question, because we have somebody in our own team. Her name is Carrie, and she would work directly with you or your advisors with small groups. So she handles groups as well as incentive business. So by all means, you can come to me. I can, do an introduction to you to my, colleague Carrie, and we can assist you with groups as well.
Okay, perfect. So, do you know if with dealing with Carrie, if they
Yes.
offer deposits and where we can, like, deposits for the groups, and then we can go in and pay the client's monthly payment towards the group? Do you know how their group program works?
That's a very good question. I apologize. I don't have the answer off the top of my head, but I can certainly follow up with Carrie for you, and I'll be happy to get, that information back to you.
All right, thank you. And then if we have clients that are coming to the Cayman Islands, is there any program that you guys have where we can send our clients special gifts, have them delivered to the hotel, anything special like that?
Yes. And what we do is we will put you in contact with a contact directly at that hotel property, and they will work with you, because we understand you'd like to do it on the behalf of the travel advisor. So
Yes.
you just could contact me. I can give you the contact of somebody at the property, and then, they can make any arrangements that you want.
All right. This sounds amazing. Let me check over on Facebook.
Okay.
Okay, so no, we do not have any more questions and stuff on Facebook. This was amazing. Thank you so much for
I
your
apologize
time.
for a little technical glitch, but at least we've got the information out there. I encourage everyone to take the course, not just to become, a specialist, but as I mentioned, that is the way that you can be invited to come on a fam trip. So in order to be eligible to come on a fam trip, you have to be a specialist. So take an hour and 20 minutes out of your time, and that way you actually go on a list for us. And when it comes time to doing our FAMs, we go directly to that list, and at least you would become eligible.
Okay, and then my last question is, with registering our bookings that we've booked for the Cayman Islands,
Yes.
we can register outside bookings, not just bookings that were made on this portal, correct?
Yes, that's correct. It's all of your bookings.
Okay, so from other wholesalers as well, we could just.
Well,
you
when
know,
it comes to your Pleasant, are you referring to like a Pleasant Holidays or Classic Vacations?
Yeah,
Yeah, that we don't actually do a tracking through that. That would be
Okay.
something separate because
Okay.
those are actually booking through a third party.
okay, so don't register any third-party bookings like
No,
AA
the third
vacations,
party
bags.
bookings would,
Okay.
right,
They won't qualify. Okay,
correct.
thank you so much, Marianne. Let me check one more time.
Okay, no
Okay, so
problem.
they currently do not have any questions over on the Facebook side, but I do want to go ahead and reschedule you for our very next meeting. So what do you think we should talk about on the very next webinar with the agents?
Well, we have a lot of new things that we're just getting underway. One of them is pickleball. We have a brand new facility that is being built in November right on island. So that would be something that I can certainly have some more information for you on. The other thing is sport fishermen. So I don't know if you have anybody out there that is into fishing, but there's a great Cayman tournament that happens every year. It's launching in April of this year from the 24th of April through May 2nd. So I'd be delighted to share some information because you might have some clients that love to fish. So that would be something maybe of interest to you, but for sure we'll have some, new activities. It's every time I go down there's something new and special. So we can certainly set up a new day to discuss that as well.
Oh my gosh, this sounds amazing. Okay, so thank you so much for the webinar, Miss Marianne. As soon as we jump off, let's talk and let's get you rescheduled in. But thank you so much. And we cannot wait to hear from you again.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. Thanks for taking the time. And Tyra, if you could just, when you have a moment, put the handouts out for everyone, that I think would be a great resource as well.
I will put them, I'll link them to the webinar. So I'll put them like in a link. And so they'll just be able to click it and get those.
Excellent. So, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great afternoon.
Thank you, you too. 1 second.